Heat dog.
Hey, where's that third guy we always talk about? Have to change his name from Steel to Stole.
I don't even know what to say no more, dog. I don't even know what to say no more, dog. Like, I don't even know what to say no more. He gonna for sure have some grand excuse on why he didn't come through. Like his excuse is going to be grand. Like he really is going. He don't even feel like he has to check in and say, "Yo, I'm not gonna be around." He just don't show up.
I think he has managed to show up infrequently enough to the point where now his presence is the announcement. His absence is default.
Oh, I like that.
He considers himself now a special guest.
I like that. I like that. That makes sense. That go a lot better than everything else that I've been coming up with in my mind, for sure. Because I haven't came up with anything that makes sense. Nothing that makes sense. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Make sure y'all hit the chats up. Let us know you in the house. You know what I mean? This is a community here. You know what I mean? So everybody's opinion really matters, even if it sounds a little crazy at times. We still all in. Again, it's the lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Make sure you click the thumbs up button and all that. Share this link so people can see it. Go in the description. Click the link to the No Ceilings podcast. That's why we do this. The No Ceilings podcast with me and my brother Pete, my homegirls Red and Britt. You feel me? Every Tuesday. Click the link in the descriptions. It's executive produced by Charlemagne the God, Black Effect Network, and iHeart. And we end up in this thing like that. Yeah. Squishy was happening. Ryan was happening. Make sure y'all click, y'all comment so I know y'all in the house. You feel me? And we gonna get to it just like that.
I have a couple of quick points of interest just to add on to that. Be sure also to maybe once every month and a half, check out Gangster Chronicles, because that's about as frequently as they check us out.
Yeah.
And also I have unveiled a new paradigm in dating dynamics. It centers around the concepts of intellectual property and the information theory of economics that I'm very big on. Mm-hmm. And it is based in the idea that bullshit is free and information has a cost. So you want to eat that steak and you want the truth. No. There's a lot of women eating for free and lying, talking about, let me smell your dick. You want to know the truth? You can pick up the check. Because if I'm buying, I'm lying, baby. If I'm buying, I'm lying.
That's the new thing. Buying, if you're buying, you lying. It's all fair. So I thought I would have a conversation that on somewhere that me and you actually are on opposite sides of the streets when it comes to this.
Yes.
We're on opposite sides. What are you drinking?
This is a favorite, but the now defunct Don Eduardo tequila. It's terrific.
Okay. That's player. And look at the classy bottle.
Oh, it's a great bottle. Great bottle.
Snoop and Dre got a gin now, still gin.
Still GIN.
Still GIN. Yeah, that's pretty tight.
Maybe it's still gin. I think it's still GIN.
No, it is. It is an acronym. I don't know what GIN means, but it does say that. But I'm just saying still gin because it sounds better.
Yeah, nice.
So you're mixing it with a Calypso.
Yeah, the pineapple, the right tequila and the pineapple ginger tropical rhythms by Grace, Jamaica's brand of brands.
Why not?
It's the answer.
Shout out to DQ. I see y'all. Make sure y'all hit them chats so I know y'all in there, man. Shout y'all out and get this community thing popping. We can start talking about what's on our mind. So once a week. So today at 3 p.m. makes 72 hours of letting my stomach rest.
Shit.
Yeah.
You sure you're gonna make it through this hour?
It's pretty easy. This is my second time. Last month I did it. Cam, shout out to West Coast Cam, my big brother, Watts legend, West Coast Cam, hip hop legend out of Watts. He challenged me because I had kind of already got to 48 hours. Like I was doing 48 hours every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So he challenged me last month. He said, man, once a month, he said, he said, you should start doing 72 hours. He said, once you get to 72 hours, nothing else won't seem hard as far as letting your stomach rest, fasting.
Yeah.
And the first time I did it, it was so crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I remember just like, oh my God, I think I need to eat. And that whole 72 hours was crazy. This time, I'm almost thinking I could go 96 hours. Maybe if I put like a juice together, if I put a dope juice together, I feel like if I put a dope juice together, it probably will work just fine. Like I'll be good.
You need some of those really, exotic, highbrow white people drinks like wheatgrass shots or whatever the fuck. They charge you $25 for, a quarter ounce of green strained water from the lawn clippings out back. Now that is a business model.
Nah, man, nah.
You about to start taking Tiger Ball shots, man? What you doing, man?
No.
Tiger Ball shots is real though. Tiger Ball shots is good.
Pete is drinking tequila. You feel me? And I was.
Are we doing that? That's what we doing, Pete? I'm with you, Pete. Doing it now.
So,
my man.
So today, once a week, I try to drink alkaline water once a month, like a whole gallon. So I drink a gallon plus of water every day. You feel me? I drink a gallon of water every day, but once a month or once a week, I drink a gallon of alkaline water. And YB told me something that I thought could be true, but young bruh knew it was right. YB knew it was right. Oh, dang, I'm for sure finna pin that, dang. We start real early. Dang, how you drinking tequila but you on a watermelon diet? Tequila don't.
Yo, listen, it go good. It go good together, B. It go good together. It go good together, man.
I like what he says. Yeah. Watermelon and
this
that's
guy
a diet
right here,
right there.
This guy right here is a good guy right here, man. This guy right here.
Okay, so
this guy right here is a sober guy right here. This guy right here, this is the guy right here, and I can party with this guy right here.
I think if you drink enough water fast enough, they say it dilutes your brain chemistry and you kind of hallucinate. I think that's his secret. Look at that right there. If I put down that much water all at once,
that's way too much water. That's way too much water right there.
I wouldn't want to know. I wouldn't know.
That whole gallon. That's about 3 gallons of water right there. Maybe that whole thing today.
1 gallon of water. Man. So
that shit look like a goddamn well of water, man. Goddamn, that's a lot of water, man.
Okay, so what happened is, YB made something obvious to me, and I didn't know. Everybody who actually is into nutrition and all that fly shit, they always preach water. They're like water, right? So I know water definitely like lubes and nourishes your body. The things in it, your body is made up of primarily water, right? It's a huge percentage. I know it's over like 60 or 70%. It's more. I don't have the exact math. That ain't my skill. That ain't my learned shit. But he was saying how much. Okay, I always thought outside of that, when it came to your dietary tract, when you drink a lot of water, the gravity of it all pushes it down.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought the water just flows through and mushes. It slides all of the
waste, your bowels, take a good shit.
The waste out of your colon.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to YB again. West Coast Cam. Everybody know that is from Watts legend, hip hop artist, Ice Cube, blah blah blah. His younger brother is who I'm talking about when I'm saying YB. We call him Young Bruh. His name is Marcus. And YB said, "No glasses." He said, "Your body is electric," and we've heard that our whole life, right? Our body is electric. When you hear terms like the spark and a million different things in comparison, you can watch the film The Matrix, and they using humans as batteries. So this is an obvious thing that people who are into that No. And so when I drink a gallon of water, I do know my day function. I function a lot better, like every day. But the days of the week, or sometimes I go 2 weeks, but the days that I drink alkaline water, the way I immediately, my bowels start to move and my body starts to function, I can genuinely feel it, dog. Now, maybe alkaline got some more electricity or something else going on, but man, and not only that, and not to give TMI, bro, but like even my bowels, like it moves everything, and that's to me the proof that it is not just gravity that's making the water, you know what I mean, get all the waste out of my body. That alkaline water, it happens harder and stronger.
So you're saying alkaline water, you taking alkaline water? Nah, I mean, I take a Poland Spring though too.
No, every day I drink.
Now do a Poland Spring.
Yeah, every day I drink Crystal Geyser spring water. That's part of my routine. When I'm headed to the studio, when I'm headed up here, I'll drink a gallon of water. You know what I mean? Every day. I usually get in about 150 ounces of water. But I promise you, when I fill up that gallon, you know what I mean, with that alkaline water from the little water store, and them little digits be on the little electronics counting. So I don't know what the fuck they counting. But when they be counting, you feel me? And that alkaline water, my body immediately starts to function like going from to anybody who in the cars or drag racing or sounds. My body stopped functioning under the load of a 12-volt battery and a lot closer to a 16-volt battery. Not just my mind, not just my body, but my bowels. That's how I know them Muslims know everything. Them Muslims, shout out to NOI, man. Shout out to Master. Shout out to Elijah. Shout out to Farrakhan, man, because
shout out Rashad. Yeah.
Shout out to Grandmaster
Shaw. Grandmaster.
Like the lessons that the NOI do for Black people is impressive. You know what I mean? They are not taking in the information. They are doing the homework. They got people doing a lot of work to figure this out. And it brings me to the point and why what we're doing on this lunch hour conversation, are people dumb or distracted? This is why I'm saying, like, dumb is in reference. Pete and Head, shout out to DJ Head, but Pete and DJ Head always felt like people are dumb. I genuinely think people are distracted. You know what I mean? People are not beyond the scope of educating. They just concerned with a lot of dumb stuff. And this is like one of those examples, right? Where even somebody as sober as I am, somebody who has that light going off to learn like me, read, all that, I still didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? And every day, like, I run a test on myself to prove it. This is just like a further point. So we were also having a dope conversation, Pete, about what's culture. Like when we say the term, I was having a really interesting conversation on Spaces yesterday. It was a lot of people too. I sent it to you, Trap. It was like 300-400 people. It was crazy. It was interesting.
Were they all talking?
No, it's only a certain amount of people on the stage though over there, so it kind of good over there.
Oh, Spaces. I was thinking.
And my niece Dejanay is a serious mod. Like she mod.
Yeah, she's a great mod. Great mod.
She's a real serious mod. You know what I mean? Like Trap. Like some people are good at, you know what I mean, being moderators of conversation. I'm not that great, but they are great at it. So she did a good job. But again, a conversation came up, and I've been stuck in this conversation for the last, I don't know, 3 days on Twitter, because, like, again, Twitter is like a publicist line, bro. It's like a publicist line. You just put out your headline and that's it. Well, my headlines seem to always cause a ruckus. And it's
but it'd be facts though.
Yeah, so that's it don't be with intentions to cause a ruckus. It genuinely be like, this is something I was thinking about and reading about it, and then I said, okay, let me go live with it. Do I think people are going to be interested? Yeah, for sure. I know because I've learned to wrap the conversation into things that people care about. But it definitely, again, like I always say, all my conversations are rooted in good faith. Shout out to Dane, because that's true. How to Eat to Live is really what changed my life at the end of the day. So shout out to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, bro. That is,
I need that book. I need that book, man.
I'll buy it for you, bro. That's how serious I'm about turning another brother on that book and anybody. Pete do this shit automatically. But again, so I was thinking about it, right? And even in that conversation where I was telling the dude, I'm like, yeah, like I was explaining to him, again, it's back to that same dumbass Drake conversation not being hip hop. And it's like, just explaining to somebody what street urban culture is, right? What street urban culture is versus black culture. Because I think those two things get conflated all the time, and rightfully so, because especially when it comes to, let's say, Crippin' and Blood, and let's say when it comes to hip hop, the main percentage of that street urban culture is going to be black folk. That's fair. Feel me? But again, it may be irresponsible to reference it as black culture because it's not everybody's culture.
Exactly.
Everybody don't talk the way hip hop people talk. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? So again, we was having the same conversation about soul food. Soul food is not black culture. Soul food is American slave culture. It just happened to be 99.9% of the people making soul food were black. But what happens is you put it off on a bunch of people that don't have that type of trauma, or that's not their experience. So me and Cam was having a conversation that was really dope. And it was about what does culture mean, right? So we know what culture is as far as the way of life, and we know what we call
institutions, the art, and everything like that. Yeah.
Well, and cultivate are all in the same place. Culture, like this is something Cam said. Shout out to Big Bro, but this is something Cam said. Cultivate means something to help grow, help to nourish, right? So hip hop for us, right? Trap, where we come from, where Dane come from, where Squishy come from, where Kelvin come from, right? Was a thing that helped us grow, right? Expressing, not feeling like we're alone in these places. Artistically, the brothers in New York, all the boroughs telling us what's going on, made people in LA feel like they weren't just on their own. You know what I mean? Like when you heard the message and you heard that this was going bad, you feel me? This was going bad. This was going bad. You wasn't on your own when they were talking about the poverty and the problems. It gave a voice to something you didn't see on TV. You didn't see it on TV. You didn't know. Like, I never knew New York was exactly like Watts or Compton growing up until I heard hip hop. There was no movie to show me that. There was no film, period. Like Coming to America doesn't show me the ghetto area of New York City. I mean, you could see
it kind of did though. It kind of did.
Not the location, Trap. What
it looked like.
Like they showed me what it looked like.
What they do. What they do. What they do in the hood. That's what I know what you're saying.
There wasn't one dude in there that says son or B or kid.
Yeah.
You get the culture. You got the city.
You got culture for New Jack City.
Yeah, for sure. But even then, hip hop had already did the hard work. They realized it was valuable because hip hop did it. That's why movies like New Jack City and Boys in the Hood got greenlit. You know what I mean? Because hip hop did all the heavy lifting. Oh, people would be interested in what these poor people got going on. Oh, we can make some movies about it. We can make some movies about it.
But I'm gonna say as far as like movies that came out that resembled culture would be I mean from the start you're gonna say Beat Street. You know what I'm saying? Crush Groove resembled culture though also.
Breaking.
But it's Breaking resembled culture. I'm trying to think of what else from Warriors.
Again,
probably thought that's how gangs looked in New York when y'all seen. Y'all thought we was on a train fighting and shit. We was on a train
because you had no idea, right? And
yeah.
Again, because blaxploitation opened up the door for hip hop, whether we admit it or not. As far as for businesses to finance the business of hip hop, not hip hop.
Ask me a question real quick. Ask me a question real quick. Since Dane is in here, Dane, do you think Scarface is a terrible movie?
Yes.
You think Scarface is a terrible movie?
Horrible.
What the hell is wrong with y'all?
I don't know why y'all went so crazy about that film. Pete, do you like Scarface?
Pete, is Scarface a terrible movie, Pete?
It depends on like how you want to assess a terrible movie. It's like a hyper fantasy movie, so it's sort of painted as being quasi realistic in this amidst the suspension of reality. You know what I mean?
It's the American dream.
You know what's funny? It's like the character in WWF when we was little, Razor Ramon. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I get it, but this is kind of stupid.
If you took Razor Ramon and like Macho Man Randy Savage at his most coked out, that's Al Pacino's character in that film.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. I'll go back to the other one. Go ahead, my bad.
No.
It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie.
I just do not think people
it's a fun movie. It's
American dream. It's the American dream.
Before
Jay-Z came about, that was the American dream.
It's a loose interpretation of the American dream.
Okay.
But no.
Okay, my bad.
That's a good point, because I really don't get why y'all so that in Godfather. I'm like,
that was an ADHD moment. My bad. Yeah,
it's all good. That in Godfather, bro. Like, I really don't get it. Like, Godfather is better than Scarface for sure, but I don't get it.
Okay, I got you. So, go ahead. My bad.
No, it's all good. That was fucking hilarious because I thought I was the only one. But blaxploitation opened up the door for the business of hip hop. Like, the success of the blaxploitation era created the door opening for people to finance hip hop as this mass, you know what I mean, as the possibility. This is why people started it. They watch what happened. Outside of it, it inspired hip hop to another level. You know what I mean? Because again, it was extra. They put a lot on, black people. That's why I like the title blaxploitation, because it ain't quite black. It ain't quite black culture. It incorporates it, but it's always over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been on a streak of watching a bunch of blaxploitation films recently. Like, I never watched a blaxploitation film before, probably 5 years ago.
I've been on those shits.
I watched JD's Revenge.
Is the Mac a blaxploitation movie?
Who?
The Mac. Would that be a blaxploitation movie?
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
That's my favorite movie. I love the Mac. It's my favorite movie.
Funny is, so I think that opened the door for hip hop. So again, hip hop being this thing, and to Juice's point, I pinned it up there. Shout out to everybody killing the chat. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all click that thumbs up button so this thing share. Juice, hip hop and black culture run hella parallel. It's like a subculture of black culture. I wouldn't even say that, bro. I really wouldn't say that. Hip hop is not a reflection of black people as a mass, right? It's a reflection of poor people in urban community, densely populated places, and it just happened to be a lot of those people are black. But again, it's kind of crappy to put that off on every black person. Every black person don't talk this way. Every black person don't have to take a level of poverty and, you know what I'm saying, and make it theirs. It's like calling Italian. It's like calling, mafia culture Italian.
I say it's really similar, and granted, there's some nuance differences and whatnot, but there's parallel tracks to like broader traditional Jamaican culture and Rastafarian, and people thinking that everybody on the island's Bob Marley and that lifestyle.
Yeah,
when it's very much not.
Yes. And that's why I've always been really careful. Black people did create hip hop, but I wouldn't jump off the cliff of making it Black culture. I think again the circumstances and street urban situations, right, create what hip hop is. And again, it's why we all kind of share the same similarities in all street urban people. Oh, that's a great point, Squishy. Squishy said, like I was telling you yesterday, people are equating urban with Black. Exactly, Squish. And rightfully so.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you have to. You aren't allowed to say like urban comedy night, urban nightclub. You know,
but urban only mean the hood though. Like, but it's many different hoods. It's white hoods, it's black hoods, it's Chinese hoods.
Urban means densely populated,
metropolitan central.
Yeah, like commute, like densely populated places. It's not really. It just happens to be. It can be, but there are some hoods that are not in urban areas. There are some rural hoods.
So poverty doesn't go along with hood. Doesn't go along with urban.
No,
I would argue that like southern Manhattan or something like there are high dense urban center, high rent, whatever you want to call like below. No. I'm talking way down. I'm talking like
LES, like LES and all that right there.
I'm talking the big money, high rise, $10 million.
That's not urban.
Is it not?
No, that is urban. No, that is urban. That is urban.
You're gonna tell me?
It would be urban zoned. It's not suburban.
Yeah, it's urban.
It's not rural
because it's metropolitan.
Well,
because it's metropolitan core high density.
I know for sure. I remember a professor told me urban is a place where people live, work, and play in the same place. That was a easier digestible way to say urban. But yeah, that's right there. What we talking about in them $10 million places is urban. Remember, like Gotham City is an urban community. Remember Bruce? You on mute too. Thomas Wayne lived in an urban community.
Isn't like Central Park West or one of those areas off Central Park on one side like super high end, and then the other side is like basically the bottom of Harlem? I've never been in New York. I'm just going off of like
what you said again
of the geography. Like Central Park West isn't something.
That's Upper West. That's Upper West Side. That's called Upper West Side. Yeah, it's Upper West Side.
It's pretty high end, but the other side of Central Park is like the bottom of Harlem, essentially. Harlem, essentially, right?
Yeah.
You can walk from one to the other. You aren't walking from the urbans to the countryside.
No, I know the definition just now. Yeah, y'all got it. Y'all completely right about that. Urban is basically considered like city and metropolitan areas right there, basically. It's not the suburbs.
And a lot of people say suburban, but they don't realize what they're saying. They're saying suburban.
Because San Bernardino was suburban and
Marty Loquitz again. There you go, right there, man.
That's a great point. That is a great point. San Bernardino is not an urban community, but it very much is a hood there. Carson is a suburban community, but there's a hood there. Inglewood is a suburban community, but there's hoods there.
How did they attach urban to black then?
Political correct bullshit, essentially.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, just being
like
as crude as possible.
Color, you know what I mean? That's
really crazy.
It just got loose. And to Squishy's point, it became urban music, and then that to people convinced them that meant it was black music. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Me, Pete, my brother Trap popped in, so we here. You feel me? Doing a thing. Make sure y'all click that thumbs up button so this video could share. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for being here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. We on time and on point. Click the link in the bio. Subscribe to the No Ceilings podcast. That's the reason why we do this whole thing on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you get your podcast. Executive produced by Charlemagne the God, Black Effects, and iHeart Network. Go ahead, Pete.
I think two things were happening simultaneously. I think like in a lot of settings, like you might not necessarily want or there might be pushback against, like you might have a thing and say, I want to call this a black lounge, but you don't want me calling your place a black lounge. You know what I'm saying? And simultaneously, you have that on one hand, and you also have white money moving out of the central parts of the city and saying, "Oh, that's urban. We're past that." And it's kind of so I think both those things happen simultaneously, sort of in concept, to perpetuate that terminology.
And shout out to the crime cauldron. Urban is black, same as inner city. It's not. And I get why it feels that way. It's like just like hip hop feels black, and I get why it feels that way. I wouldn't even debate it. But again, this is where like you have to go deeper, and then you have to be okay with the nuances in the conversation. The nuance in the conversation, bro. It's a lot to it. Like urban does not mean black. It's been referenced in business as black things, but it's way deeper than that. No. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry, Prime. He said, "I get it. My bad, brother." Yeah. That's how people use it. Shout out to Juice. Appreciate all the comments, brother, and getting busy. I don't think any word that is heavily attached to black people connotate with its textbook definition gives more loss in translation, damn near derogatory over time. That's a great point, Juice. You're right. Yes. Shout out to Revenge. Revenge, you got to learn how to talk to people, man. You insult people. I'm definitely
starting
spaces.
From the spaces.
Yeah, he losing his mind. That's
he's out for revenge. What do you want from the guy?
Yeah, that's true. That's urban like Toronto. Yes,
what, for Drake?
Urban.
For Drake?
Yeah.
All right. Now, listen. RB Angels, y'all RB Angels need to put y'all wings down, man. Relax, man. For real. I gotta chill, man.
Yeah, it's like, again, Forest Hills is a suburban community of Toronto.
I don't know what the hell going on in Toronto, man. Fuck Toronto. We don't talk about no goddamn Toronto. What the fuck you talking about Toronto for? It's about the fucking man. What is you talking about? Damn RB Angels, man.
Man, it's weird. So again, shout out to Dane. Dane makes a point. Soho is definitely urban. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I appreciate that, man. Shout out to the community. We do that once a month. You know what I mean? That's our group chat. Don't take it.
That was fire. That was fire yesterday, though, man.
Homie just crazy, man.
That was fire.
Homie's crazy. They got their thing popping. Yeah, they for sure go ride for Drake. But this is what worries me. Even when I was having a conversation with Revenge on the Spaces, which the Spaces is on my Twitter if you want to check it out, at G Malone. He was saying Drake was half African American. I'm like, that's not how you use that, right? That's not how you use the title African American.
African Canadian? African North American?
Yeah, it got to be that.
And I was saying, I'm like, he's not even American. And they start talking about his dual citizenship. And I'm like, that's not quite what that means. Like, Drake is black, right? And I am one of the few people who really feel like if you mix with black, you black. You really don't have a choice. You know what I mean? But race, nationality, and ethnicity are different. You know what I mean? They're different. You know what I mean? It's like, it's different.
Yeah.
Like Drake's race, right? In America, black is like Jewish. Like black is ethnicity for us, it's nationality for us, and it's actually race for us. Like it's race. Well, ethnicity covers culture. So it's ethnicity, nationality, and race. You know what I mean? Black is another word that we use to say Negroid, right? That's the feel of it, right? A lot of people now they're starting to embrace the concept of being American, so they reference themselves as Black American, right? And then really what black is more a way we live, and that's where it gets tricky. So yes, Drake is black.
But my thing is this though: where does all this shit come in upon? Like, why do people bring this man race in? He could be black. He could be black and still not be fucking hip hop, B.
I don't know why they feel like people are entitled, but that's
because they like him and they're emotionally attached. And they don't want detractions, so they come up with validators or various things and whatnot. Like the time some hardcore Drake fan I was talking to years ago, and I was like, it's kind of in this sense, it's like, well, I mean, he did grow up, you know, with a single parent. I'm like, a single parent doesn't make
what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that? It's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Vince told me that it was the most insulting thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, bro, stop act. I hate that people are trying to act like being black has something to do with your father being absent. Like, again, you conflating things that don't go together.
In defense of the speaker in that moment, it wasn't to say he was black. It was to say that he came from struggle.
So, shout out to Ray. They try to act like black people are monolith. They are not. They are humans. I don't like the labels, but this is a world we sadly live in. Ray, because when you use the term black people, it's very loose. You know what I mean? Like using the term Jewish people. It's a huge interpretation of things. It's a huge interpretation of things. It could mean a lot of different things. So that's why I don't like saying the black community personally. Like I've grew past that. I've grew past saying things. You know what's black culture? The NOI. That's black culture. There's not a lot of
Muslim culture
that are something that that didn't get created by other things, like circumstances. You know what I'm saying? So again, to have that conversation is crazy. And it's like when you talk to somebody, like and like you're telling somebody, right? You educate them, and the whole point is like let's say Revenge, his conversation is not in good faith. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if you feel you're above being educated or informed, then you can't have a conversation, because the one thing that makes a conversation real is in good faith. You know what I'm saying? Where information can go in and out of both ears. And that's why I say people are distracted. I don't think people are dumb. I think he's distracted by this ridiculous, comparative that people in this country feel like he's their vested interest in hip hop. That's the only thing that makes sense. It's obvious. This is remember we was having this conversation with Jay Will. We was having this conversation with what's the homie?
A lot of PG, Mello.
Yeah, anybody who thinks that they grew up not quite where we grew up at, which you still grew up where we grew up at, because you ain't getting away. You know what I'm saying? And so forth and so on. So I think it's a ridiculously level of kind of like silliness where the conversation is not in good faith, so they can't digest information to inform. But it's all based off distraction. I don't think he or anyone else is incapable of learning, like the term dumb. I think they're distracted by, like, maybe his could be, I'm trying to build a platform, so I just want to look strong in the conversation, or I want to look defiant. And I know some people will agree with it, so I'm just going to keep saying the same thing.
So my thing be like this, though. Am I on mute right now?
No.
You're good.
My thing be with the whole shit is, like, I never knew to be hip hop was such a badge of honor. Like, it was such a, like, yo, if motherfucker call you not hip hop, motherfuckers gonna cry their way to sleep and shit like that, B. You know what I'm saying? The shit get crazy though, B. It's getting crazy now, bro. If you're not hip hop, you're not hip hop, bro. Just chill the fuck out, B. Make music, make great music, make that leaves the door for you to be able to make pop music, for you to be able to make R&B music, for you to be able to make this. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not hip hop. You could do all that shit, though, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't
get it. Be crazy though. I don't get the shit, man.
Yeah, I think it always comes back to the wisdom of Chad Lamar Butler.
Yeah.
And he said, these are not hip hop records. These are country rap tunes.
Yeah.
And Drake is not making hip hop records. He is making international rap hits.
There you go. That's exactly what.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, that's it. And that's simple. Just Ryan from the Know. Shout out to you, brother. I love reading your opinion, man. Even when we doing what we doing. Actually, you were supposed to be identified by a tribe. Then came nationality, then race. I agree, and that's the point. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. Straight up. I think we just get lost. Shout out to Juice, long live the pimp. That part right there.
Yeah.
My very first video, bro, certified. I had a ghost pattern print of Pimp C on my hoodie. If you go look up certified Akon on YouTube, look at my sweater, just pause it. It's a ghost pattern airbrush thing of Pimp C, because Pimp C was like the first person in the business to show me love, shout me out on a national platform, and really just be proud of my music.
Damn.
Yeah, the illest I heard Pimp say
like
though,
my favorite of all time,
was when he pulled up to the video shoot for Big Pimp and they had the mink coat on.
Yeah,
nigga said, "Damn, Pimp, it's like 105 degrees out here." Nigga said, they don't know temperature on motherfucking camera, nigga. He said the shit slicker than that though, V. He said some slick shit. They ain't gonna know how hot it is on the motherfucking camera, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? I'm wearing this shit. He had the other coat on. Nigga said, fuck them niggas. That shit was good.
And I get Pimp point, and that's why even when we talked about it initially, like I was telling you, I didn't feel like hip hop when I first got in the business. I didn't even know what it was. So how can you feel like something unless you know? And I don't mean a letter of it. Like I know some songs. I know a ton of songs. I know.
You feel like you was a gangbanger? You feel like you was a gangbanger rapper?
Yes, I was.
You didn't feel like you was a rapper gangbanger?
No, I was a Crip. Yeah, I was a Crip.
That found a new way to make some money.
The chicken distinctly came before that egg.
There you go.
In some cases, literally.
See, again, like I said, when New York inherently gets hip hop, I mean, that's just natural for y'all. Y'all born with it. The culture itself is just how you live.
Yo, I hate when you say that. Yeah, like we came out of the fucking pussy. We started breakdance. We came out of pussy. Like it ain't like
how the hell did you? Otherwise, did you get out of there?
Exactly. Hip hop is not breakdancing.
I'm just saying though, bro. Like we wore our hat back. We wore our hat back when we came out, bro.
No. Every day you live the life. You feel me? This is normal. You don't got to turn on a song. You get what I'm saying? That's the point. Like, y'all don't got to turn on no music. The music is representing your everyday life.
But I think what you seen in the West, I keep telling you this, what you seen in the West was your depiction of what hip hop was, though.
But I'm telling you, without the true art interpretation of it, you feel me? Without the true art interpretation of it, without the knowledge of the spirit, it's hard for you to actually, make that point.
To know what it is. To know what it is you're doing.
Straight up.
I'm not just saying.
That's for sure what they're doing in New York, Squishy.
Yeah.
They giving birth on a cardboard for sure.
Get the fuck out of here.
Niggas come out the moon fucking it up.
Niggas come out and getting their shit right. You know what I mean?
From the battle the nurse.
Right.
Oh, it's like shout out to my brother Kelvin. Shout out to everybody in this group chat. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Entertain you while you eating your lunch break at work. It's where it's at right here, that part right here. You feel me? We getting to it. Click the thumbs up button right now while you got a second. You feel me? Make sure you hop in these comments. Go crazy, man, because I'm reading everything y'all talking about. And click the link. Subscribe to the No Ceilings podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
So,
by Charlamagne the God, Black Effects, and iHeart. Go ahead, Trap.
I wanted to I seen I mean, it's kind of a shift. I'm ADHD all day, so it's kind of a shift on the topic we were talking about though. But did you see? We talked about what you plan on doing though. Did you see the Young Joe interview? Not
no.
the fight shit, not the whole fight shit that was about to happen.
I skipped past. Dro is one of them dudes I think is so tight. I don't even want to see nothing negative related to his name, so I skip past that.
But I don't think it was negative. I think what he's doing right now, you know what I'm saying, is something that needed to be done within hip hop because we got a drug problem in hip hop, and we finally got somebody that's gonna step up and go, yo, listen, I'm going through sobriety right now. You know what I'm saying? I done OD before, and I see what that is like, and now I'm trying to move on and trying to preach sobriety to people right now. You know what I'm saying? I understand that we go on the wrong route when it comes to this drug shit like that. And I like the message that he pushing right now. I think it needed to be said though, for real.
It got to be said by the people who know the, you know what I mean? It got to be said by the people who walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? That's important. I expect nothing less from Dro. Dro like an outstanding dude as a talent. You know what I mean? He a special hip hop artist, man. That dude is he's something. So I expect nothing but that type of stuff from him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
super dope.
Again, I don't think people are dumb. I don't think people are incapable. I think they put themselves into the position. A lot of people vicariously live through artists. They live through things that they feel are successful because, you know, maybe they too busy to go out and live life. I mean, raising kids can really make you busy. Having a job to take care of your family can make you busy. And you're living a specific life, a specific experience, which is really the experience you're supposed to. But then you have this small percentage of the population going out to live these extravagant or these kind of unique life. And then you attach yourself to people, you know what I mean? And then you live vicariously through them. And because you don't have the time. That's my point, Pete. I don't think people are incapable. I think it's tough to teach. I think people are so distracted. Like if somebody looking away, you're trying to teach them and you can't get their attention, or you don't speak the same language that they speak. You know what I mean? Because even like in the ghetto, like, right, there's a proper American English, but that ain't how we talk every day. Maybe in Pete house, you know what I mean? They talk like that every day. My family, my mother and father always spoke slang. My mom had a master's, you know what I mean? My dad had a high school graduation, but they still talk like they was from the street.
From where they was from, the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yo, you know Big Meech is home.
So I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I hope so.
Somebody just texted me that just now.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But that's a fact. Though. I was brought up in the household of a lot of jive talking and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was definitely talking their shit for real. And I think that it was stored within me from even my older sister, my father, my mother, like that. It was stored within me that when I went outside, I was talking the same way that I heard being spoken in the crib, whether it was from hip hop, whether it was from just some old 70s slang or some shit like that. And I just, you know what I'm saying? It was just always like that. But then I always knew that, you know what I'm saying, it was a time and place for everything though too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I definitely was always hip hop though.
Yeah. It's just how you raise. Shout out to the homie Kelvin. Kelvin, forgive me, bro. Revenge is, I realized this yesterday, revenge is not having conversations in good faith. And one thing about the No Ceilings community, the goal is to try to have conversations in good faith. So you got to sometimes just let people talk. You got to let them talk because it's not rooted in good faith. It's rooted in just, you know what I mean, a desire for something else. And it's not transparent. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
Don't trip, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What's up?
It's
what?
Tough. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It was a good spaces. It's there though. It's a great spaces, and obviously they had the inner personal. You know, again the diaspora wars, which I hate. You know, and Tariq is my guy. Like I can't say this enough. I'm a huge fan of Tariq, but the way when you give sheep, when Shepherd gives sheep things, you got to realize they're going to carry it like a sheep. They're not going to have the real knowledge to know how to disseminate it. They're going to carry it out like soldiers and troop it. And you'll be in a room full of people and it'll just go left and right and people will be arguing about a bunch of stuff that's really, you know, nuanced in multiple directions. Pete, have I convinced you buying it? If you still think it was just dumb?
No. No.
Yeah, Pete like, nah.
Like, there's truth to that. There is. But at the same time, point me to the cognitive assessment that has ever had universal uniformity of result.
That's fair.
So, like,
I'd be getting a little bit too smart for me sometimes. That should be crazy right there. I don't know what the hell he's saying.
And I'm not like all that bullish on genealogy and brain performance. There's a component. Genealogy is a component to everything. I think that curve that's like, it's like this in your brain development as you go, like it's very high as you're younger, and then it gets flatter and flatter and flatter the older you get. I think that's a factor, and I think people, distraction is time and learning is pivotal. I also think your interests are sort of determined by what's within a certain reach of what you can comprehend in enough time to spark that interest. So like it's a myriad of factors. I'm not saying your factor doesn't exist. It does absolutely exist. I think it's one of several factors that all intersect sort of in the same place, very roughly and awkwardly put.
Yeah. Now, I don't think everybody's intelligent. I don't think you could teach intelligence. The ability, the ability to I think intelligence, I think intellect is a gift. That's the point. I think that light goes off that desires you, that you want to know. Like I think Floyd, while people may joke about Floyd's reading ability or have 100 jokes, I don't think that represents his intelligence. I don't think he's educated in speaking or reading, right? That's different. But what he is educated in, his intellect shines and he processes it at a different rate. So I know he's highly intelligent.
Total engineering brain, and he applies it in different fields all the time. Like that guy I brought in, and he gave me a call last week with the storm and stuff. I hadn't heard from him in a long time. So I gotta give a shout out to Lucius Johnson out of Compton, who's a pro boxer. And you met him one time. He came to the loft one time. He used to do he used to get paid to spar with like guys. He sparred with Pacquiao, spar with Floyd, spar with a bunch of guys. He said after a handful of rounds where you kind of get what everybody's doing, he said Floyd is a puzzle that never solves itself and has no borders. It just the more he says sparring with Floyd is the real life experience of the phrase, the more you know you don't know.
Yeah. But let me say this before we just get moving. Again, being educated and being intelligent are two different things.
Yeah.
I think being intelligent and having common sense is two different things.
Also true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that's how it goes.
I think the confusion is that intellect and education run together. They don't. Education is the ability to remember information, to be informed and educated about things. It don't mean you can think it out or process it. Intellect allows you to think and process. It's different.
In certain fields.
Yeah. You can get A's on a ton of tests just by being educated.
History tests.
Yes.
I'm not sure you're going to walk in and bang out complex mathematics and physics stuff in the same way that you can just soak up a thing and spit it back onto a piece of paper like a history test or a biology test. So
you like to believe that math is the true test of intellect versus history or English?
It's one. People focus in that capacity a lot. Like the brain hemisphere separation. They're like the numbers and engineering, and then the art and creativity or whatever.
Sure.
Different worlds. People tend to focus on the one purely because it's easier to measure. It is very difficult to measure artistic creativity in masses. It is very, very like you can only pretty much do that by the outcome.
Well, to some people it's subjective.
Sure, very subjective.
Yeah. Versus where math is. So again, is that people doing things to get patted on the head? Is that what that's about? That social currency in the same regards, even before?
I think it's the universality of applicability. Like you can't assimilate somebody with great artistic creative capacity into a plethora of spaces and have a positive outcome, because people are always born since the dawn of man into an existing system. you know, if you're supremely creative, you kind of have to exist in your own ecosystem and let the system come to you. Whereas if you're brilliant in engineering models or whatever the hell in some form or fashion, you can be plugged into all these different applications and find a way to make it work, because obviously for etc.
Yo, Pete, you smoke?
No. Cigars.
Dang, I want to smoke a blunt with you, B. You be talking some shit right there, B. I don't learn like 5 different words fucking with Pete, B. I ain't have my vocabulary. This motherfucker.
This is Pete all the time.
That's dope.
Field, you can memorize formulas like you can memorize history facts.
I got this one for you. First one I grabbed.
That's really good.
That's a good stogie. That's a good stogie right there. That's
the Oliva Master Blends 3.
This is right there. I don't know, Squishy, if you could really, you can memorize some formula, but the problem is you could change the numbers. So that's why math is a little bit more revealing and easily to access intellect, because you can remember, you know, A plus B equals C, but then if somebody do B minus D equals A, that changes the whole thing. So you might have memorized that initial formula, but
and that's really closer to remembering history and biology. Understanding why, like in physics, I the only reason I was able to get straight A's through physics was because my teacher was patient enough to let me do the equations and show my work carte blanche.
That's probably, I got a B in AP physics. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, like
I was a tough class. The toughest class for me was geometry. I did really well in math all the time until I ran into geometry and physics. I ended up doing really well in trig, which is crazy. I ended up tutoring a girl in trig and taking her from a F to a B minus.
Gotcha.
Trig worked out for me in all algebras, algebra 2, algebra in the AP facet. So it's dope. Shout out to Juice. Having intelligence a lot of times is knowing that you're not educated on certain topics, but you'll probably seek the education and you know better than to talk about it as if you know. That's a great point, Juice. 1,000%. I've always said for years, being smart is like witty. Being smart is talking, right? That's really being smart is reflected in talking, right?
And hubris is rooted in ignorance.
That's a great point. Hubris.
There you go, another word. See, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what that
is. But intellect is the ability to listen.
Yeah.
Not hear, because I think a lot of times when people talk, like my buddy Lo Diggs, shout out to Lo, he used to always make me laugh. But when he would deal with his wife, he would talk to her in these weird ways, and he would always break things down into clinical definitions. He's like, I'm saying something to you. You're not listening. She's like, I am listening. He said, no, you're not. You're hearing me. That's the same thing. He's like, no, it's not. He said, the difference is to hear is to acknowledge sound. He said, so when I know you're not listening to me and I say something to you, you always say, it sounds like you're saying, because you're not listening. He said the clinical definition of to listen is to list and end. And I thought that was like the coldest Mac shit ever in life. But in reality, it was also one of the things that I took from, from him and understanding that.
It's listening is engaged hearing. And what was so funny about that scene in White Men Can't Jump was they kind of did the same thing, but they said it backwards. You're listening to the music, but you're not hearing it.
That's a great point. Bella Mack, yes, education and intellect are not the same thing, but education can contribute to the development of intellect. Education is definitely a factor that shapes intellect abilities. I'm not mad at that thought. It definitely, you could see it come out. Like Floyd was educated on boxing, and you could see his IQ is severely incredible because he was educated on boxing. But you also can see education on people that are not, you can see intellect on people that are not educated.
Yeah.
Like certain things they transfer over, you know what I mean? Like you just start to figure it out. But yeah, I agree, Bella. That's why they charge you all that money for college, to develop your intellect. I don't even know if regular college educates you as much as they're trying to develop your ability to think, your intellect.
I would say they almost do all of the latter and none of the former at this point. 30 years ago, it was a lot of intellectual development. Now it's just learn this crap we want you to know because we think it's important, and
You
we'll
know,
give you a piece of paper.
You know what's so crazy is I feel like it's gonna have to be a new curriculum they're gonna end up teaching kids nowadays, because why they need to learn anything? They got AI and all that shit at their fingertips and shit. So they're gonna have to start teaching some other shit to these kids. I don't think that's gonna.
I don't think America ever did a great job of teaching citizens what they needed to know. I think they were better at it. They actually, obviously, America as a system is a lot worse now. Because I remember back then, like my dad, when I listened to my dad and them talk, and even when I was coming up, it kind of had changed. But when my dad, they pushed a lot of kids into trades.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Remember Job Corps? Remember Job Corps? Niggas was going to Job Corps back in the days.
That's how George Foreman discovered boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, so they pushed a lot of kids into trades, which became more tangible things to use, you know what I mean, in life to make to earn a living. Pete and Mook, shout out to Uncle Mook. That's my brother.
Yeah, Mook, man.
Pete, man, I miss, and he got a gig now, so he be running all the time.
Mook gotta get out to Miami. Until then, me and him aren't on good terms. We're on great terms, but we're not on good terms.
That's the point. I'm gonna drag you. So you went to college too, Trap, right?
Yeah, for a second.
So Pete and Mook was telling me, it almost hurt my heart, bro. It almost hurt my heart that Pete and Mook were telling me that college was a scam.
Yeah. You know what's happening? College is going through a massive, greater than the dollar ever did, a massive inflationary cycle.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, matter of fact, make sure no ceilings live the lunch hour. We still here cooking. Hopefully y'all not back at your desk. You know what I mean, and it's cooking, or you got put your AirPods in. Hold them super chats up and make sure if y'all want to grab us some lunch and all that player shit.
There's some thumbs up.
Thumbs up on that on this video right here. Pete, go ahead.
Oh, well, in expanding access to education, which is a good thing, you also have to expand the amount of educators. So to do that, you kind of have to lower the bar. And in so doing, where does that then lead? That leads to a massive flood of very easy, subjective, nebulous fields of learning and thought that are just, you can go, there's never a wrong answer. You get a stupid certificate. You go teach somebody at a state college for a bunch of guaranteed government money that's front end paid and back end owed. So the average or median quality of education has drifted like as farther from where it should be than the dollar has from gold. I mean, it's totally debauched in that regard.
I had a thought. I never flushed it out, but I'm gonna tell you it anyway. Shout out to Angel Diaz. Glasses is a true hater. Please tell me, who in life do I hate besides Larry Bird, which I love him and I hate him. Let's see. I hate Larry Bird.
Hate is such a strong word to put on somebody.
I know, but I'm gonna tell you what I actually hate. I hate Larry Bird as much as I love him. I hate Larry Bird because I'm a Showtime Laker. I hate your love for LeBron James. It's just unhealthy. I hate that. What else do I hate? I hate fresh onions.
I got you.
I hate fresh onions. Now, I don't hate fresh onions enough to not put them in my fresh guacamole, but I hate fresh onions by themselves. Like, if you
who's eating spoonfuls of fresh onions by themselves?
I know a person.
My older brother
like an apple.
Onion like an apple, bro.
Yeah, I know somebody like that too.
Those are the only things that I hate, bro. I don't know who else I hate. I don't hate anyone.
The only true to life, real walk it like I talk it hater here is me.
Yeah, Pete will tell you what he hates. Shout out to Kevin, never left my desk. Man, shout out to Kev. I appreciate that player, man. That's that no ceilings community shit. We at the desk and all that, getting that coin, being entertained.
Yeah. This is my one thing. This is one thing that I hate. I hate the fact when somebody calls somebody a hater for their opinion. You know what I'm saying? That shit is corny to me. That shit is corny. Like, it's like you can't give a real opinion upon anything, because if you go a different way than everybody else is going, you're a fucking hater. The fuck out of here. That shit is fucking corny, dude.
get
That's
it.
that Gen Z shit, though. The fuck out of here, man.
If you think you love Drake, you may think I hate Drake. I'm not upset at that, bro. That don't bother me. Listen, people think I hate LeBron James. And I'm like, LeBron James don't have enough seasoning for you to diss. LeBron James is like jicama, bro. You can't like him. You just combine him with a bunch of fruit and it just work out. Like he don't have the kind of personality to me where he could develop. Like I have a personality that
you hate LeBron. I'm not gonna. You hate LeBron, bro. I'm not doing that right now.
Why would I not be honest?
Because you love Kobe, and Kobe never went over LeBron, so you have pure reason to hate LeBron, B. Come on now, we're not.
That's not a reason. My favorite basketball player of all time is
Magic Johnson. I know Magic Johnson.
Yeah, so yeah. It's not.
And he high stepped over Magic Johnson, so you hate him.
How many championship rings he got? I'm sorry, I was making sure. Okay, never mind. We don't got to do that no more.
No,
we don't got to do it no more. Like even no matter what you say, the one thing that matters is how many rings you got. I don't care about
your crib. He came to your crib and bought y'all food, B. He came to your crib.
That's why I don't know.
Bought y'all Thanksgiving dinner.
So why do you think I hate him?
Here's
another one. People think I hate Tupac. I'm like, bro, why?
That's ridiculous.
I don't think that.
That's ridiculous.
There is no human being above Glasses being honest with what he thinks. Not Leonard Lampkin, my father. Not Olivia Cook, my mother. Not no human being. Jesus Christ, I will be honest about my opinion as his existence as a human being. If you ask me a question, I'm not trying to look like I'm in favor. I'm not trying to look like I'm with everybody. I just think, and then I give you the answer.
Do you hate the fact that people put LeBron James over Kobe Bryant?
No.
Do you hate the fact that
he's had a greater NBA career than Kobe Bryant?
Do you hate the fact that they put LeBron James over Magic Johnson?
No. I don't. Even when people do that, I just think of them as an ignorant place. Because it's like anybody who judges the game of basketball and they try to rank one player as the best, that's just stupid anyway. I don't even respect their opinion. And it's professional Hall of Fame NBA players that do that, and I think they're the dumbest motherfucker in the world. And they actually played basketball and made it to the Naismith Hall of Fame. I don't think it logically makes sense to individually rank players as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when basketball is only played as a professional team sport.
So why they give out MVPs for?
It's called
marketing.
Valuable player, not best.
Yeah. Most valuable player.
So then, if you want to argue,
so it's individual awards, though. There are individual awards.
So again, if you want to debate who's brought the most value to the NBA, we can have that conversation. And guess what? There are NBA players who have brought more value to the NBA.
Then who? What?
I mean, the guys who actually have more valued player awards.
How many LeBron got? 5?
No.
How many he got?
4.
How many Michael Jordan got?
5.
How many Magic got?
3.
Doesn't Kareem have 6?
6.
Kareem played in 6 decades, B. Get the fuck out of here, B. We don't care about it.
I'm asking if the conversation is rooted in value. Then you can't deny the people who have achieved gaining the most valued player.
The most valuable player in the history of the NBA is Scottie Pippen because he performed the best with the smallest contract. So for the value of what you spent, you got the most. That's the most valuable player.
The Bulls won. Hey, is he the least paid, most accomplished player in the modern era?
In relative terms, like to like, yeah, absolutely.
He might be.
When you think of somebody who's made 10 All NBA defenses or 9 All defenses and probably 6 or 7,
he made like $800,000 a ring.
There we go with this defense shit. Here we go again. Yo, you heard Patrick Ewing was the New York basketball ambassador, B? They did right by Patty Hugh, B. They did right by Patty Hugh, B.
Right. Pat couldn't get over Pat couldn't beat Akeem, but them shoes, I love them shoes, so I ain't got nothing to say about Pat.
They did right by Patty Hugh, B. They did right by Patty Hugh, but still fuck the Knicks stuff. But they did right by him, though.
You a Knicks? How you gonna say fuck the Knicks?
I ain't no Knicks fan.
It's your birthright.
What are you, a Nets fan?
No. Yes.
Oh,
I'm a Nets fan.
I'll respect
I'm a
that.
Nets fan. I'm a Nets and a Mets fan. Oh yeah, we about to beat the Dodgers tonight too. We about to beat the. I wore this hat on purpose today, B. We about to beat the Dodgers tonight. Let's fucking go. Yeah.
I have no I'm not in baseball, but
I know. You don't watch baseball. I know. You don't watch baseball. I know. I'm gonna get the score real quick. I'll be right back 1 second, y'all.
My man. So yeah, Pete, if that makes sense, bro. If that makes sense, Pete, that's where we at with it, dog.
If what makes sense?
What we were talking about before this. Did you forget already?
No, but I just didn't know what the pronoun was relating to. Like 15 minutes ago, we've got through like 7 points in that time.
Yo, no, right? I know.
Oh, you mean the hating part?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
I don't really mind people thinking something is hate.
Me neither.
I don't mind. Like I don't want the best advice Lil Wayne ever gave me is you have to leave space to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
And I leave a ton of space.
And people, I don't know why hate became such a like, oh, don't say hate, say strongly dislike. Fuck. Don't run from the hate. So, I hate the way these people drive. I can't carry in my car anymore. I hate these people so bad for the way they drive down here.
I'm going to create a new list of things I hate, bro. I'm going to start working on what do I truly like? What's my severe dislike for something? I hate snitches.
That's true. Hate snitches.
Like that. Oh man, and it's nothing worse. And it's funny when you think about it, right? Because even like, let's say, take Troy Ave. Shout out to Troy Ave who just made it home. Again, I don't have an issue with Troy Ave. My issue is with, like, what Troy Ave is saying and what he did. Because he used the street urban culture to position himself to make a living, and then when it was time to actually be accountable, it became like, oh, this thing that I've been talking about this whole time is a myth. And that's cool. I don't hate Troy Ave. Like, I actually enjoy Troy Ave's music. I just have a disdain for him misleading people. Like, don't tell people the streets are a myth. The streets are within you, right? It's about you being honorable yourself. It don't matter who else is honorable. Like, I don't become a piece of shit because everybody else is. I'm gonna be glasses the whole time. So I just don't like that part. So I promise you by Friday I'll compile a list of things that I hate.
Yes, that's great. I might just throw in like 2 or 3 dozen things.
That's what we should do in the chats. Everybody in the chat, compile a list of things that you hate. Don't compile a list of things that you hate.
Yeah.
And Friday, when we come back at noon, we're gonna go over that long list of things that we hate together.
It's gonna be therapeutic, baby.
Yeah, this is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Click the thumbs up button real quick, that part. Click the link in the description for the No Ceilings podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or anywhere where you get your podcasts. Executive produced by Charlemagne the God, Black Effects, and iHeart Network. And we out of here. Hold up. Squishy made a good point. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Fuck. We out of here, baby. We out.